Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. And wow, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way. We got a good friend of mine I've been knowing for a long time. Actually, was in the Rotary Club with her. She's doing some absolutely magnificent things, especially when it comes to the community, when it comes to cancer care. We're going to talk about all those things. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be back in the United States. We just got back a couple of days ago, and I'm excited about the show. How you doing, Dr. Cooley? How you doing?
I am doing good. I'm still on that high from our vacation. It was wonderful. It was relaxing. It was a good time to reconnect with our closest friends. And, you know, I just keep thinking of just sitting at the beach. Remember when we went into that beautiful water in Punta Cana? And then you try to dip my head into the ocean water. I was like, stop, I can't swim.
I tell you, I'm excited about this show, and I'm excited about locking all the other different platforms, including radio, television, and all the other platforms. Todd, are you there? Are you there, Todd?
Yes, I'm here. Welcome back from your vacation. Hope you guys are rested and recharged and ready to rock and roll.
Man, I'm ready to rock and roll, man. Let's do this, Todd.
All right, here we go. We are connecting with the radio station, and here in 3, 2, 1, here we go.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Wow. Glad to be back in the U.S. Glad to be back here. I'm glad Todd is there, KCBQ, doing this thing. Dr. Michelle Cooley and I just had an absolutely fantastic vacation. And now it's time to get back to business. And I am so excited about this guest that we got on the show today and the topic that we're going to talk about, because it's so needed. The education out there is so needed. And people need to understand that sometimes we come across bad news, cancer or whatever that is. But we have to understand that there are places that we can reach out to that can help us out and help care for your loved ones and make sure that they get all the help that they need. And so this guest, and I'm not going to give it away right now because Michelle would beat me up, you know, but she's a very, very good friend of mine and just doing some wonderful things. How you doing, Michelle? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can't wait to introduce this guest. I know I've met her in person during one of the events. And she's doing amazing work. I mean, I tip my hat off to her and how she's serving others. This is a perfect way to serve others. So I'm definitely inspired by her, but cannot wait to introduce her.
Well, well, wherever you're watching us at, whether you're watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, E360 Television, over 65 other live streaming platform, including KCBQ AM 1170 Answer FM 96.1. All you have to do is just go to the section or platform that you're watching on, ask any questions, or pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170, and Todd will put you through. Michelle, can you please introduce the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely magnificent guest?
Oh, yes, most definitely. So the title of today's show is Cancer Care in Our Community. And we're having a sit-down discussion with Kim Gerrish. She's Executive Director of Michelle's Place Cancer Resource Center. We're going to talk about the backstory and the history of Michelle's Place, the types of services this organization provides, their new behavior health programs, and what is new in cancer care, and so many things that they're advocating for. So Kim Gerrish is Executive Director of Michelle's Place Cancer Resource Center in Temecula, California. She was their first employee 20 years ago. Under her leadership, the organization has grown from a small 600 square foot breast cancer resource center to a 10,000 square foot full service cancer center serving men, women, and children facing any kind of cancer. She's on the governing board of Temecula Valley Hospital, a proud Rotarian, and her most recent title of Mimi is the one she is most proud of. She enjoys camping, wineries with friends, and time with her husband, her dog Hank, and her 3 grown girls, their significant others, and of course, her grandson Walker. Please welcome back to the show, Kim Gerrish.
How you doing, Kim?
I'm great, JC and Michelle. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I miss you. I miss you.
I miss you too. You're busy just all over the world. We're just back here in little Temecula watching you from afar.
I tell you, it's things tend to happen in life where we have no control over. And the topic that we're talking about today happens. But they have people like you, communities. I mean, you started out as a single employee, and when Michelle Place was real tiny, you have led, and it has grown into a 10,000 square feet building where you helping so many people out and bringing comfort to family. So that is remarkable by itself right there, because I have seen the work that you have put in. So I just want to commend you already.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Kim, can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit more about you, where you grew up, what made you click, why you are so passionate about the job that you are doing?
Sure. So I was born and raised in San Diego, California, a little bit east of there in El Cajon. And I wasn't impacted by cancer. A lot of people ask that question because I run a cancer center. I wasn't really impacted by cancer, and that's really not what initially motivated me to help and work at Michelle's Place. But my parents did do a lot of charitable work, so I was not unfamiliar with any kind of resources. We helped kids during Christmas time. We went through their office and did food drives. My dad volunteered a lot for hospice and food shelters. And so I understood the importance of giving back and philanthropy. And I think that's where it first started for me, even though maybe I didn't understand at the time really how impactful that is and how valuable people's time is to help those types of organizations. So when I moved to Temecula in 2000, I started working for the Wine Growers Association, which is a different type of nonprofit. And I met my mentor there named Linda Kassam, and she really taught me what philanthropy was, what a nonprofit organization was, how it's run, how it's still a business, but yet it's completely different. And it's essentially powered by passion, right? Just like you, JC. I mean, you guys, you're so passionate about what you do, and that just drives you. And I think that that's a big part of what makes anyone successful, right? Is just your passion for what you're doing and the difference that you're making. I met Bill and Marilyn Watson, who are Michelle's parents of Michelle's Place, when I was interviewing for the job. And the job initially was advertised in the newspaper. Remember when they used to put jobs in the newspaper, JC?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw an ad in the paper for a part-time marketing person for a woman's breast cancer resource center. And I thought, this is totally my jam. I mean, I had 3 teeny tiny babies, and I was doing wine growers stuff, and I was doing some consulting things, trying to get my foot in around Temecula, understand really the lay of the land. And I thought, this is perfect. It's a nonprofit. It's a women's cancer center. It's marketing. I graduated from San Diego State University with a journalism degree and a minor in marketing. So that was everything that I was doing in the experience that I had. And as soon as I went to the interview, after I had met with their consultant, they had a family friend who was helping them hire. And I thought to myself, wow, I had my writing samples, the questions they had, the interview process. It was really extensive. And this is a 20-hour-a-week job working for a minimum wage. And I thought, this is a little extreme, but I went with it. I did it. And I met with the board, and they're all sitting in front of me. And it was mostly family at the time, because Michelle had only been gone 2 years at this point when she had passed away from breast cancer. And everyone was really quiet. None of them knew what they were really doing running a nonprofit. They were just passionate about it because Michelle had suffered through it. And they wanted to ensure that, they had support groups and resources for cancer patients. And so as they're going through the questions that I had rehearsed with the board and the consultant, he said to the family, is there anybody have any questions for Kim? And nobody really said anything. And Marilyn, who's Michelle's mom, was sitting directly across from me. And she started telling me the story of Michelle, and how at 23, she was diagnosed with 4th stage breast cancer, and all that she went through and the suffering that she had been through, and how alone she felt at such a young age to be going through such a devastating disease. And she was crying. And it hit me literally like a ton of bricks. This is not a job I'm interviewing for. This is the legacy of their daughter. And if I don't do it right, if this person doesn't do it right, it will die. And so I immediately started bawling and crying and begging for the job because I said, I'm the girl for this job. I'm the one who can do this. And this is important and it needs to be done right. And so as I left that interview crying and begging for the job, I said to my husband, wow, I really blew that, didn't I? And as it turns out, I did not. I got the job, but that's where it started for me, JC. And that's what drives me every day is that family, the legacy Michelle, and the cancer patients that I meet every day.
Wow. We got 2 minutes before the break, but I got to ask you this question because I know you. I know you're so passionate about everything that you do. You're a perfectionist. You want to get it done. If you had to pick one word to describe who Kim Gerrish is, what word would that be and why?
That's a hard one. One word. Oh, I don't know. It's funny because I kind of feel like this is not a good word. Mediocre is a little, and crazy because I just, and this is how I've run Michelle's Place is we don't have a big plan, right? None of us do that are on this earth, in my opinion, but, I'm always just following what I think is the right thing to do because it's not about me. It's about them and the patients that we see and the team that I have and the family, Michelle's family. It's just, I'm kind of all over the place, right? Like a patient walks in and says, this is what I need is transportation to my medical appointments. It's like, drop everything. Now we're going to start trying to figure out how to provide transportation so this cancer patient can get to radiation every day, And so there was no master plan about that, but now it's a priority and now it's part of our programming. And now I have to do fundraising and, find the transportation.
All of that is good because it's just like the last 10, 15, I've watched you.
Right?
And
I'm crazy. It's just all over the place. I don't know.
No, you're fun. You know, I tell you, we're going to take a station break.
Okay.
But we're going to come back.
Yeah.
And we're going to pick it up because we got this great guest here. And if you want to be part of the conversation, whichever platform that you're watching this on, all you do is go to the comments, ask any questions that you might have, or pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right. Hey. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley.
A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's the James Cooley Show.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'll tell you, I am, anytime I'm in the presence of Kim Gerrish, I mean, it's always. I mean,
You're so sweet.
It's and I many of you that's out there listening right now, you know who she is. She is that girl that's going to make sure, especially the little ones or you, anything that she can do as it relates to Michelle Place. That is the person that you want to talk to because, and plus she's running things. Like, who's running things? Kim is running things. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Steve Silas, Rosati Pieces, who's sponsoring the show. Steve, I love you, man. But most importantly, I tell you, if you're in Temecula, wine country, any of that, you got to go to Rosati Pub Pieces. It's the bomb. I mean, I love the deep dish piece. I don't know which one you like, but I love everything on the menu.
Yeah. It's all good. It is actually all good. And it is a perfect location right after you're leaving the wineries. Just stop there for a snack.
So I tell you what, you're in Temecula, right off Rancho California Road, stop at Rosati Pizza. And I tell you won't be disappointed. Tell Steve JC sent you. Okay. Hey, Kim, Hey, I want to get back to this. I mean, I love your question, your adjective that you gave. No such thing as mediocre. That's not even it's not even in the cat. I know you. That's not even there. It's I think it's more like love because you're gonna bring love
Yeah.
and happiness and patience or whoever is having problems. You guys take care of all of those things. So I just like I said. But when was Michelle Cancer Resource Center founded in? I know you said 20 years ago or something like that. Oh, I think you started
Right.
20 years
Well,
ago.
I was there 20, I started 20 years ago, but they started in 2001.
Hmm.
So they were around just a couple years before I got there.
Yeah. So, how has your perspective and awareness regarding the trials and tribulations that cancer patients and their family go through um, changed you as a person? I mean, you done dealt with many of these over the years,
Yeah.
and a lot of times, I mean, I believe that we find ourselves as we are dealing with situations, circumstances, even with other folks, that brings us closer to reality on how we can be better people ourselves. Because
Right.
this disease, ain't nobody is off limits to it. Can you talk
That's
about that a
right.
little?
Yep. Everybody has the risk. I mean, cancer does not discriminate, right? And I have a very good friend, Cheryl, who's listening because she's texting me. And her and I started at the same time. She actually started before I did. And we would talk about this all the time. I mean, you think you've heard it all when you've been doing this for 20 years, and then somebody new comes in with a completely different story or problem or struggle, and it just changes things. And I think the biggest lesson that I've learned as a person is compassion for people, um, because everybody's going through something, right? And you don't know what that is, and just by looking at someone, you can't tell what that could be. I mean, not every cancer patient doesn't have hair. Not every cancer patient looks sick. um, they still are struggling. And even if it's not cancer, but I will say in this role, compassion is certainly what I have learned the most, and just trying to treat everybody with kindness all the time, because again, you just don't know what they're going through. And life is hard. And then you add things like cancer, um, it just makes it that much more difficult. So, you know, a, a big lesson we learned when because we provided just cancer resources to breast cancer patients for the first 17 years, because that's what Michelle had. And as we started growing and people started knowing more about us, we started getting other kinds of cancer coming to the center, and they were looking at us for resources, and we just didn't have them, and our space was so small. We were in 3,000 square feet, and we could only do so much. And we knew we were going to have to expand to serve all cancers at some point, but we didn't know what that looked like, and we weren't even sure we could do it. How would we know about all the cancers? What kind of resources would we provide to someone with lung cancer, brain cancer, or men for that matter? And we talked about it a lot, and what we realized was it's really not about the cancer, it's about the person. And they just need to be heard. They just need to know that they're not alone, that we don't have all the answers, and we can't pretend to have all the answers, but we can listen to you, and we can help connect you to things. We can find those resources. But at the end of the day, people really just want to know that there's someone there for them, that someone's going to listen, a place to feel safe. And that's our biggest resource at Michelle's Place, is just that we're here. There's somewhere to go.
Wow. So let's talk about Michelle Place. What services does Michelle Place Cancer Resource Center offer to the cancer patients and their families?
How much time do we have, JC?
We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work.
We right now we're providing 50 different programs over 25 times a month. So, or vice versa. We've got a multitude of support groups. We have support groups for newly diagnosed cancer patients, metastatic cancer patients. We have a caregiver support group, so those people that are taking care of the cancer patient. We have family night now. We just introduced in the last year where the whole family comes and receives support individually. The kids go to one place, spouses go to one area, and the cancer patient goes to another, and they get the help they need, but all together, at one time at least. I mean, we have art programs, we've got Reiki, we have weekly yoga classes, we have meditation. Really, we have got so many amazing programs in the center. That's just happening if you come in. Probably one of our most important is our one-on-one, like I said, someone to listen. And that's our patient navigation program. That's part of our care team. So when you come into Michelle's place, most people, Jason, they come in, they're overwhelmed, right? They think it's just another doctor's appointment because that's what they're used to. And so we want it to be a safe and warm, loving place where you walk into. It doesn't look like a doctor's office. You don't have to wait. And you don't have to make an appointment. You just go, you're greeted by beautiful volunteers. We have over 150 volunteers at Michelle's place. They just give you a little bit of information about the center. They could give you a tour. They can help you with a wig or a prosthesis. If you've had a mastectomy, we have prosthetics and bras, hats and scarves. And then they give you to one of our patient navigators who will just sit and listen and talk to you about what you're going through, and then try to connect you with the resources you need. If you need to just talk to somebody, that's great. We can do that. If you need transportation to your medical appointments, like I just mentioned, we have that program. If you're struggling financially, we have a financial assistance program that we can help you with. And if you have issues that you need more than just a patient navigator, you really would like to talk to a counselor. We just introduced our behavioral health program last year, which has been wildly successful, because I think everyone can agree that's a huge need in not just our community, but in our country, is mental health. And where we live here in Temecula, JC, it's still a small town, and we just don't have enough providers to get that one-on-one counseling. Even if you have good insurance, it's very difficult to get an appointment. And so we're very lucky. We've come together with Pepperdine University, and we're utilizing students who are about to graduate, and they need 15 hours of one-on-one counseling per week to meet the requirement for their degree. And so they're doing that here at Michelle's place. And so we have 6 interns providing that care. We have an LMFT overseeing them. And it's a phenomenal program to be able to get access to mental health within 24 hours is unheard of. And our clients get that here. So we're doing a lot of things. Like we say at Michelle's place, if we don't have it, we'll find someone who does, and we'll connect you to it.
I like what you said, because you mentioned holistic medicine as well.
Yeah.
Reiki and a lot of other things, and a lot of companies, they don't want to mix. They either want to be modern medicine or stay away from that. But I think it's important that all of those things are available. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Absolutely. It was a real priority for Michelle. That's really where this was born. Michelle, before she was diagnosed with cancer, she was really into holistic health. She was studying it down in San Diego. She was really outdoorsy. She was joining the Peace Corps. That really spoke to her. And so when she went to the Santa Barbara Breast Cancer Resource Center, they had Reiki and meditation and a lending library and a very holistic approach to not so much treating cancer, but helping with the person. It was about the person, not the cancer. And so we've tried to keep a component of that at Michelle's place on a regular basis. And we do. We have a lot of different things. We do sound baths sometimes. With the Reiki, we have Tai Chi on Tuesdays, really just trying to, because we're not treating cancer here, JC, we're providing resources, and we want to ensure that people have access to all kinds of things, whatever it is they need to help the person, again, not the cancer.
Yeah, but you know what, and that's what's so important. Communities, other communities need to do something similar to the same thing that you all are doing.
Yeah, I'd love that.
But you all have grown, and you all are helping so many people out and helping so many families. We're going to take a station break. What? We're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. We're going to talk some more.
Great.
And if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, Go to the comments, ask any questions that you might have, or pick up the phone and call Todd at 1-888-344-1170. Again, call Todd at 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Country boy, city boy, a journey.
Doctor James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Doctor James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
Doctor James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And hey, Todd, this is where I take about 30 minutes of your time to find out. Are you learning anything, Todd? Are you learning anything?
Definitely I am, and it's so awesome what Kim is providing for people out there, just to have some extra support. I can imagine, it's just a tough journey that people have to go through, and it's something that everybody has gone through or knows somebody directly that has dealt with cancer. So it's really awesome to know that Kim is out there helping people.
And we hoping that other communities might be listening. Some people that can start things in their communities to help. I wouldn't say you're gonna resolve cancer, but you can also help assist cancer patients and their loved ones, their families, and making sure that whatever is needed is provided. So
Right.
I want to commend you again, Kim, on all the things that you all are doing at Michelle Place. Now, you had mentioned things that Michelle Place does. When it comes to the kids, are there specific programs at Michelle Place aimed at supporting children and young adults with cancer as well? I'm sure that you all got all of those things as well.
Kids are a whole different game. It's hard to provide resources for the kids. And to be honest, when we've had some children, it's really the parents that need the support, whether it's transportation to, where they can all get in a vehicle and mom and dad don't have to worry about driving back and forth. because they're tired, they're exhausted. And so we can provide those types of things. We can provide financial assistance for them. We can connect them to resources, but it's really hard. Kids are just a special group, and it's not the normal resource like an adult would need, where again, the communication or a wig or hats and scarves, but we do as much as we possibly can with them and for them. Like I said, we'll connect them to the resources we can through like Rady's or any of the other children's hospitals and the support and resources they have, because they honestly have really good resources usually on site at the hospitals where these kids are receiving treatment. So just working and connecting with those types of people so that we know where to send them and what to do to best serve them. Kids of cancer patients, we do have quite a few resources. Again, we have the counseling, which has been huge. We've seen a huge increase in kids seeking the resources, and it helps the parents too. It's, you know, how do you talk to your kid and tell them that you have cancer without scaring them, right? You want to be honest, and that's a tough one to have to do, you know. And so we have those resources here to help you talk to your kids. We have programs where, you know, the kids get to come together. Like we'll have one next week. We do a back to school event, and it's for our clients that are in our financial assistance program. And we bring the kids together. There's a bouncy place here, you know, one of those indoor trampoline parks. We have that, they give that to us for the whole evening. They close it down just for Michelle's place. We have pizza donated and other foods. We have a whole book fair, if you will. The Ella Fitzgerald Foundation gives us about 600 books, and it's for every age from kindergarten up through high school. And the kids can pick out books that they want to take. They get a backpack full of school supplies. Those are all sponsored and donated by our community. We're very grateful for that. So they're prepared for school. And then we have His Little Feet Foundation provides brand new shoes, like athletic, like tennis shoes, for each one of the kids, picked just for them. So they walk out of there really prepared for their first day of school, because mom and dad shouldn't have to worry about, you know, feeding their family, trying to get school supplies, you know, all the things that are extra. He or she should just focus on healing and getting well. So if we can help them with that, and then also, you know, help them with the kids, and then the kids get the support mechanism, right? They're at this indoor trampoline park having a blast, and their mom looks just like this other kid's mom, and nobody's asking questions or looking at them weird, because everybody's in the same boat in that room, right? They all have a common denominator, and so they feel free, they feel safe, they feel like understood, right? That everybody is the same here, and we're all going through the same stuff. So it's a really, really cool program, and we do that now, obviously, for back to school. We do it again at Thanksgiving and then at Christmas time too. So just trying to provide that support to the whole family in little ways that we possibly can.
It's so important to provide that support and to make, to let the kids know, regardless of the situation and circumstances, that they're important.
Yeah.
And we all are in this together, families, communities, etc.
Yeah.
And so
kids are smart, JC. You know, they're so smart. They know something's going on, and they know when there's fear or there's uncertainty, and you know, so you want to make sure you address that for them.
Yeah. So Kim, can you please tell our audience about the new behavioral health program that you guys started?
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit. We just noticed there's a bigger need than just the, you know, having a conversation with somebody. There could be other factors in their lives that are making it even more difficult to get through their cancer journey, or a mom doesn't know how to talk to her children or her family about having cancer, or more importantly, not even more importantly, but in addition to that, their spouse or their significant other doesn't know how to handle it, does not know, you know, no offense, JC, but guys are tough to provide support to. And I have spent 20 years trying to figure that out, but it's not easy. And this seems to be one way that we're able to really get to them, is providing them this free counseling, you know, and it allows them an opportunity to talk about how they feel. Because I think so often your spouse really wants to fix it. How can I fix it? How can I make it better? What can I do? And sometimes there's just nothing you can do, right? And I know that's difficult as a caregiver to understand. And so having access to our behavioral health program and counselors, is huge. And again, like I said, within a 24, 48 hour period, you can have an appointment with a counselor and really talk about what you're going through. That's real time, not 2 months down the road when, you're in the thick of it or you're out of it. You need help now. And we're so grateful for the program that we have and the funding that we've gotten to ensure that it's here. So it's on site. It's here at Michelle's Place. Again, we have 6 counselors here, and the cancer patient, the family member, the kids, all have access to the program, and it's all free to them.
So in the research that we talk about the oncology committee, that you all are having. What specific programs and strategy is the new oncology committee planning to implement to improve cancer care in Riverside County? And that includes Temecula as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is where I'm super passionate now. Okay. We have an amazing team here at Michelle's Place who are providing resources to our cancer patients on the daily. I mean, they're a phenomenal group of people who obviously have huge hearts and real passion for care. But this, for me, this allows, the work that they do allows me to do this advocacy work, which I have struggled with the care that we have access to here in our immediate region. Over 40% of our cancer patients that come to Michelle's Place, and by the way, we have 3,200 cancer patients came to our facility last year. So 3,200 people came to us for support last year. 40% of those people are traveling outside of our area for care. So they're driving to San Diego, Orange County, LA to get treatment, to see doctors, to go through surgical procedures. 40%. That's insane that many people are having to drive outside of the area to get the care that they need or want or feel is better than what they have here. So it's a huge struggle, and there's a lot of pieces and parts that go to that conversation, but we need physicians to live and work here and have their practices here. And that's just one piece of it. So finally, the leadership team over at Southwest Healthcare, which is United Healthcare Systems, owns our 3 local hospitals here, which is Temecula Valley Hospital, Rancho Springs, and Inland Valley Hospital. And so I sit on a committee, and it's the oncology committee where leadership is working towards bringing all of our resources together, finding out what the needs are, and then actively going out and finding the missing pieces.
Hold that thought. We got to take a station break.
Oh,
but we're going to come back.
Right.
And we're going to pick it up, and we're going to continue to talk about that because
sounds good.
It's so important.
It's so important
that our viewers and our listeners get an opportunity to get a better understanding of that.
Yes.
Your current situation is not your final destination, and get involved in the community, get involved in making sure we create certain things. I tell you, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up, Kim Gerrish, and talk more about Michelle's Place. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
There's much truth.
Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
From city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I want to give another shout out to Rosati Pizza. I tell you, wine countries. I think how many we got there now, Kim? I think we got 60, 61.
Oh yeah, over 60 wineries now.
Over 61, and I tell you what, all of them are great. When you're leaving wine country, whichever one is your favorite, you got to stop by Rosati Pizza Pub. I am tempted. It's got about 18, 19 different things on the menu. I think they are fantastic. I mean, everything. I mean, hey, Todd, when I come to the studio, when I get back in a couple of weeks, I'm going to stop by and bring a deep dish pizza, small one for you.
All right, I got that on recording.
And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so, but I tell you, this topic is so important, and I'm learning a lot. I'm sure our viewers and our listeners are learning a lot. And Kim, you are absolutely fantastic, always, always, always. And we can feel the passion in you as you talk about Michelle Place and had to do all of these things. I want to put a plug in. The J.C. Cooley, well, I'm talking about the It's Your Life, comes on 7 days a week. So, I did say that. Live, Monday through Friday, worldwide, at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Worldwide, every day live on all the different platforms. On Saturday, we come on. It's the best of the James Cooley Show with my main man, Todd, producing this. Comes on at 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturdays. On Sunday, the best of the James Cooley Show comes on prime time at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. KCBQ AM 1170 Answer. I mean, come on. So you're not going to miss an episode. So that's where you can catch us at. I tell you what, if you want to be part of this great conversation, we still got another segment. I'm going to turn it over to Michelle. My Michelle, Dr. Cooley. And then all you have to do is pick up the phone, dial 1-888-344-1170, or go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you got. Promise you we get you an answer. You got it, Michelle.
Thank you, James. So, Kim, Michelle's Place has so many initiatives. You mentioned the new Oncology Committee. What additional initiatives to, help those who are going through cancer and their families? What additional initiatives do you have? And also, do you plan on expanding Michelle's Place, not just within Riverside County, but let's say even out of state? I mean, what are your thoughts and what are the discussions that happen regarding that?
Right. Well, those are great questions, Michelle. In terms of initiatives we're working on at Michelle's Place, there's always something, right? And as I mentioned, there's no long-term goal, if you will, in programming, because when a cancer patient comes to us and says there's a need, that's been our newest initiative in terms of programming. But one of the things that we're working on, it's expensive, and of course everything costs money, and all of our resources are free to our clients, so we live off of donations, fundraisers, and grants. And so we have to be very careful and cautious and strategic, I guess, if you will, on the programs that we do have, and ensure that we have funding for those. But, when we have clients that are going through cancer and they become regular clients, people that come to us for a multitude of things, the same support group over and over again. They come to yoga every Thursday, or they're just in high need and they're often here getting whatever resources they need. Then they pass away. And this is a tough one because the family becomes part of our family, and the spouse is suddenly looking at us like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do in terms of funeral expenses. I don't know what I'm going to do in terms of where I'm going to live. I don't know how I'm going to get from point A to point B. And so we call it our afterlife program. And we have a community health worker who, Priscilla, who guides and manages our clients through the resources they need. And she's kind of taken on this role with the family that's left behind. And so it's a huge need, trying to talk to them before they get to that point, help them talk about what their needs are, what their wants are once they're gone, getting them prepared for making those decisions, and then accepting that afterwards. So that's something we've been working on for over a year now, and hope to continue doing the work to really fully have that as part of our resources here. So there's that. In terms of expansion of Michelle's Place, we do have a satellite office in Fallbrook, California, which is just a little bit south of us here, about 20 miles or so we serve. And we're able to, provide wigs and prosthesis and one-on-one support. We have our behavioral health team there once a month. So we do have a small expansion into the North San Diego County region. But the need is everywhere. I mean, I can't tell you how many different hospitals or regions will call and ask us if we would expand. And it takes money, to be honest. Fundraising is tough. I mean, it is a hard job to not know, if you're going to get that grant or if you're going to get those donations. And it's a full-time job just funding our center. And so if a hospital or an entity or a person came and said, hey, this is really important, I'm really passionate, we want to open another Michelle's Place kind of a center, I'm all in. I have the business plan. You just got to have the funding to do it, because it's needed. It's needed everywhere.
Oh, most definitely. So, and I'm going to turn this over to James, but what kind of volunteers do you need? Like what can we do? If I wanted to volunteer Michelle's Place when I come back and forth to California, what do you need from me?
Oh, we have so many opportunities, Michelle. We'd love to have you. Come on over. Like I mentioned earlier, we have over 150 volunteers that work at Michelle's Place, and that's everything from the front desk. So we do have front desk volunteers who greet and are that warm welcome when a client steps into the center. But we've got outreach volunteers where you go out and you ensure that doctors' offices and other providers have our information so that they can give them to cancer patients when they're diagnosed. Event volunteers, we need volunteers to go out, set up, clean up, work our events that we do have. And health fairs, we do a lot of community outreach. So we'll have a table at various health fairs, senior centers, schools, community events to talk about Michelle's Place and the resources we have, so the community knows that we're here for them. So there are so many opportunities to help and get involved. Love to have you.
Wow, Kim, we got less than 2 minutes in the show.
It went by so fast, James. What happened?
Well, when good news, that's what you're doing. Good news, providing good news to our viewers and listeners. How can people donate to a Michelle Place? I'm talking about even if they're not in California, how can they donate?
Yeah, that would be great. You can go to our website. There's the donate button right there front and center. It's www.michellesplace.org. MICHELLESPLACE.org.
Kim, you already know. I'm gonna say this again. You already know that you got a standing invitation to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today. And then you always, I watch your leadership at Michelle Place and all the great things that you're doing. So I want to thank you. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. I'd like to thank my producers at KCBQ, the Answer in San Diego, Todd Pyrick, for always making sure that we look good and that we going out and we gonna do all this stuff. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in. I told you 7 days a week. I gave you the time. So I tell you what, always, 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 always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your life.
It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Deep in the walls of your